Hello and welcome to Uplift for the Gift. This is your host and poet extraordinaire, Laura Donnell. I'm here today because I want to not only promote my books, which one is on the poster behind me. It's Thoughts of a Rising Soul by Laura Donnell. The other book I want to promote today and I want to push real heavily is Who's the Bully Now? You Can't Stop Me. This book was hard to write. I could have written it 3 or 4 different ways, but I chose to keep it very simple so that the kids will understand in a simplistic form. I just decided to write a simple book. It's a very good book. It has very colorful and vivid pages, which I cannot show you here because this is just a proof. But it's out on the Amazon highway right now. I'm getting some good reviews. I'm getting people who are buying the book, and I hope that you guys buy it because the message is very strong. I was a child who was bullied. I'm still suffering from mental anguish behind that. I'm in my 5th decade, and it still affects me as it did when it first happened. So here you are. Who's the Bully Now? Written by Laura Donnell. That's me. I'm proud of this book. I love my poetry, but I think it's important to get into the children and in their heads, what's going on with them. Some kids don't talk about being bullied. I know I was one of them. They really didn't talk about being bullied. I kind of held stuff. Not only that, I was assaulted by a counselor, and in the camp that I was attending years ago, I never said anything to anybody. A lot of stuff happened to me in the past that I never really dealt with. But I'm still here. And even though I'm not a celebrity, as you guys are always with the celebrityism, there are people right here in your neighborhood next to you that are friends with you and that's going through things you would never know. So my intent with this book is to find that child that won't talk about it, that's thinking about committing suicide. And I know it might, for someone who's 9 or 10, we wouldn't think they're trying to commit suicide. But this book, I guess you can go up to age 13, 14, depending on, the child. But my message is clear, and I'm hoping that you guys get the book because there's so many kids out here suffering and thinking about killing themselves because they're going through changes that they're not able to cope with and handle. But this book, I'm excited about it. This is Laura Donnell, a thought poet. I label myself a thought poet because even though people thought in the past there was nothing going on upstairs, well, this is proof here. Not only that, my poetry speaks volumes. I want y'all to get the books because we spend a lot of time trying to get things together to help you, to help your children get through tough times without going through some of the snags we had to. And back in the day, we didn't have phones, it wasn't social media, bullying. You had to walk home from school. You had to meet that bully, whether you wanted to or not. We weren't bused. We were very close to the school, so we had to walk home, which felt like 12 miles when my bully was out there. I'm like, yo, it's only a few blocks, but it felt like 12 miles because I had to get down that little block, and it was tough. So, get the book, Who's the Bully Now? You Can't Stop Me. Bullies, this message is for you too. The bully, this message is for you. What you do to people, remember, they're going to get older, they're going to have a comeback. You make us what we are, these successful individuals in this world. Your bullying is only helping that person get to the next level. So remember, when you're out there bullying, that person is going to get to the next level. And when they do, you're in trouble. Understand that. This is Laura Donnell, the thought poet. Also, my poetry books is very valuable too. I suggest you get the books. That's one behind me, Thoughts of a Rising Soul. It's on Amazon, and that's spelled THAWTS. And Thoughts of a Dying Soul, which was my first book of poetry, which was in the dark time of my life, which is you know, it would lift your spirits even though it's a dark time. So get the books. This is Lori Donnell. Please don't make me beg. My lips and my mouth is dry from begging. This is what I have to live by and live on, so please get the books. I don't want to have to beg you guys to get help. I don't want to beg you guys to see what the universe gives me. Just get the books. That'll explain all the crazy that you've seen over the years, how I became who I am, how I started out in this world, and what I've developed to become. Thank you, it's Lori Donnell, the Thought Poet. Get the books, alright? Thank you. Have a good one.